So on the first ones, it's very similar. Like this is very similar to the one on the PowerPoint there. Remember, you want everything to be y equals mx plus b in that formula. Okay? So like this one, the x is on the wrong side. Since this is a positive x, go ahead and subtract x on both sides. Okay? So we have y equals, and remember we want to put this negative x right after the equal sign. So we're going to put negative x and then put the plus 4. So what is the slope here? Yeah, so let's practice that too. This is negative x, which is the same as negative 1x, which is the same as negative 1 over positive 1. So that's going to be a down 1 to the right 1. And the y-intercept is 4. So let's go ahead and graph that. Okay, so I'm going to start at 4. So I'll start at 0. I'm going to go up since it's positive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And now I'm going to go down 1 to the right ones from 4. So down 1, right 1. We can do that a few times. Okay. And we could also switch it up and move the negative to the bottom, and it'd be up 1, left 1. Of course, as long as it's on the same line, it's okay. And then use a straight edge to draw your line. There we go. Okay, I'll do one more with you, then I'll have you guys try one. So let's go down, number 4. All right. So how can I get rid of the negative 5x? What should you do to both sides? Add 5x. Yeah, so go plus 5x both sides. Very good. See, not so bad. You can do this. So that equals 0 on the left. That's good. I'm left with just y equals. What should the right-hand side be? 5x plus 2. Okay. So I'm moving that 5x that we added right after the equal sign. What is the slope? And what is the y-intercept? 5 over 1. Yeah, make it over 1. So that's up 5, right 1. And what about the y-intercept, the b? That's starting at 2. Yeah. So majority of this is review, right? Only that first step up here where we're adding or subtracting to both sides. Only this is new, but afterwards it's the same thing we've been doing for a week. So let's start at 2. Up 2, 1, 2. And now we're going to go up 5 and right 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right 1. And remember, we can do the other direction too. We can do down 5 and left 1 as well, because that equals 5. So we can go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. And that should be good enough for our line. Make sure you put arrows at both ends. Okay. Okay, go ahead and try number 7. Try number 7 on your own. We'll come around and take a look, see, make sure you got it. All right. So let's. I want to review 13 and 14. Just so we can remember these. So on number 13, is the 4 a slope or a y-intercept, or what does the 4 stand for? Okay? So remember, if you're looking for the slope, it's whatever number is by the x, but there is no x here, so that means the slope is 0, which makes the 4 the y-intercept. Now, what does a slope of 0 look like? What does 0 fun, back from the slope, do? What does 0 fun type of line look like? Okay? So you might remember it was puff puff positive, nice negative, and then it was 0 fun, it was horizontal. So that means we start at a y-intercept, right, of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have a horizontal line going through right there. And then what about number 14, the x equals? So a lot of people, when I say x equals -9, quiet down. You immediately went to the y-intercept out of habit, but this one says x equals, so you have to go to the x-axis. If it has x equals, you have to go to the x-axis. So -9 is right here. And if you remember the slope for these, when they're x equals, that's undefined, which means it's vertical. So you draw a vertical line going through -9. So keep that in mind, that when it's a x equals, that's the one that's different. The slope's undefined and it's vertical. There's no y-intercept. If you want to write that down, there's no y-intercept at all. Okay? Okay, so that's the first kind of solving for y. Now there's another solving for y. Okay? Let me get back to where we were. And it looked like this. So the normal thing here would be to add x to both sides, right? And you end up with 2y equals x plus 6. Now, is that the correct format? No. Okay? Because it is 2y and not just y. So this is the second one. The second part I'm going to hand out in a moment is that, well, what if you get everything on the right side? You get everything on the right side, what do you do about this if there's a number still left over in front? Okay? So here's what you're going to end up doing. So with the 2y in front, we have to do something different here. And that is, like normal, if it's 2 times y, you need to divide by 2. Okay? Now, on the right-hand side, you see we have a 2 underneath, and we're dividing x plus 6 divided by 2. Now, which should I divide by 2? The x, the 6, or both? Okay, both. Yeah, you don't get a choice. It's like distributive property. You have to divide everything. Okay? So we're going to divide both of these by 2. Okay? So we have x over 2, and we have 6 over 2. And if they can be reduced, always reduce them. Okay? So, like this one's going to be a 1x, right? So that's going to be, and 6 over 2 is going to be 3. And we usually put that x on the side. So once again, we're trying to get it to be the same format that we're used to. A slope and a y-intercept. Okay, if the x is on top, just move it out there. You saw how it was up here. I just kind of moved it out of there. Still the same numbers, just writing it a different way. Okay, same thing here. Right, we have the x on the wrong side like we've been practicing. Move it over. Okay, just like we have been. But if there's a number left over, it's not in the correct form. Number left over in front of the y, that's not the correct form. So you have to do one more step than we have been doing, and that is to divide by whatever number this is. -2 in this case. That cancels out. Divide both of them by -2 and simplify where possible. Now, since this was a negative up here, I made this a -1. I just put a number in. Same thing. And this is 2 over -2. So we can simplify quite a bit right here. We have a negative over a negative, which can simplify, and we have 2 divided by -2. So 2 divided by -2 is -1. Okay, I'm going to move that x out of there. But then -1 over -2 equals positive. So we have positive 1/2 x minus 1. Okay. So we're going to look at another one right now and do a few more just like this. So skip down to number 4. And let's try this out. Follow along, write it down with me. So we have 3x plus 2y equals 8. So our first step, of course, is to get that x on the other side. So just like we have been, subtract the 3x on both sides. All right? Okay. Simplify it. So we'll have 2y equals 3x plus 8. But remember, this is not in the correct format because there's a 2 in front. So on this one, we're going to have to divide everything by 2. Divide everything by 2. So there's one more step than what we were doing before because we have a division step. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1, cancels out. So we have just y left over. -3 over 2, does that reduce at all? No. Nope, so we just rewrite that, -3 over 2. And I'm going to write the x after the fraction, so I'm just moving that x off the top and into the middle. What about 8 divided by 2? Does that reduce? So 4. And then same steps for graphing. Let's start at 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this slope is going to make us go down 3 to the right 2. So 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2 to the right, and do that several times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We could go the other direction as well. Up 1, 2, 3, left 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then definitely use a straight edge to draw your line. Okay. Not too bad. Just one more step right here with the dividing by whatever number's in front of the y, we divide by that across and simplify and reduce if necessary. Okay. So just taking little steps to get there. Okay. So let's go down to number 7. If you think you can do number 7 on your own, try it out, and then check with mine and see if you get the same thing. Okay. So start by this identifying this is a positive 7x. And subtract 7x on both sides. Okay. And this time it's a 3y, so I'm going to divide by 3 everywhere. And lastly, simplify anything that can be simplified. 3 divided by 3 is 1. -7 over 3 doesn't simplify, so I'll just rewrite that. Put the x in the middle after the fraction. What about -6 divided by 3? negative 2. So our y-intercept is negative 2. And then we're going to go down 7 and right 3. Okay, so down 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and to the right 2, 1, 2, 3. Right, to the right 3. You can go the other direction as well, with the negative on the bottom, so we can go up 7 and to the left 3 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. Use your straight edge only. Draw your straight line. And there we go. Alright, let's have you guys do number 9. And we'll come around and check that to make sure you got it. Okay, try number 9. Right here.